Thank you and welcome to the show this morning. The topic this morning is Kwanzaa, and we have with us to talk about the African-American experience of Kwanzaa, Dr. AAl-Hadid, a longtime guest of this particular show and a person who is not unfamiliar with my audience this morning, Dr. AAl-Hadid. And let me welcome you to the show this morning and to tell you how delighted we are to have you here with us once again. You've been with us a number of occasions and you've talked about so many different topics dealing with the African-American experience, well, with the African within the world in a real sense, and now you're going to talk about Kwanzaa. Before we get started with that, Dr. AAl-Hadid, let's have you to give us some information about your background, your education, and some of your experiences, and then by the end of that part, then you can mention something about Kwanzaa, and then we'll start that second segment dealing with the various aspects of that situation as far as you're concerned.
Well, I was born in what I might call apartheid Alabama, specifically in Montgomery, which, as you know, was the historic cradle of the Confederacy. And I came of age between the Montgomery bus boycott and the Selma to Montgomery March, which was 1955, 1965. Attended George Washington Carver High School, and then I went to Alabama State University, where I received my bachelor's in sociology and psychology. I left the Deep South and then went out on the West Coast to University of California, Santa Barbara. There I received my doctorate in sociology, with a strong emphasis in social psychology and political philosophy. Traveled to Africa and made the pilgrimage to Mecca in 1970, and then I came back to the South and started teaching at Tennessee State University, and just recently retired from Tennessee State after 35 years of service there, and so I'm pretty much a retired college professor. I was the founder of the Africana Studies Department there in 1994. And also I created a forum which was called the Great Debate, and also the Great Debate Honor Society. You know,
Dr. AAl-Hadid, when we talk about Kwanzaa, it's something that many of our audience might not be familiar with. And so let's give a definition in terms of Kwanzaa and the parts that you'd like to talk about this morning.
Well, Kwanzaa is a very distinct African-American holiday. It is celebrated between December 26th and January 1st. Kwanzaa, from the Kiswahili literally, means first. But as it was conceived by Maulana Karenga, Kwanzaa is a celebration of culture, family, and community, which is a little different from African American History Month, which celebrates primarily history of great individuals, great events, and great movements. But this puts a strong accent on culture in the sense that you want to reestablish the culture of African Americans and connect the culture with the African continent. Each of the days of Kwanzaa, that is December 26th through January 1st, there's an attempt to lift up and celebrate one of the principles or values of the traditional African value system, which we call the Nguzo Saba. For example, on December 26th, the celebration is of the principle of umoja, which is unity. And on the 27th, we celebrate Kujichagulia, self-determination. And the 28th, we celebrate Ujima, which is collective work and responsibility. The 29th, we celebrate Ujamaa, cooperative economics. And then on the 30th, we celebrate Nia, which is purpose. December 31st, Kuumba, creativity, and then January 1st, Imani, which is faith. And the way Maulana Karenga put this together was he did a survey of a number of traditional African societies. And what he discovered was that at certain times during the year, there was a harvest season, and it was an ingathering of people in the village, and that they would celebrate what they had achieved during the year. They would be thankful for having a bountiful harvest, or even grateful if they didn't have a bountiful harvest. And out of that, he was able to extract these values that are peculiar to all African societies, whether you're talking about the Zulu in Southern Africa, or the Yoruba in West Africa, or the Berbers in North Africa. They all share this same value system, which is called the Nguzo Saba.
And we're going to take this first commercial break, and we'll be back with our audience following this very, very short commercial break.
Oh, I got you. Okay. Yeah.
And so this is this is 8 minutes. This is 8 minute segment.
8 minute segment. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do the volume up a little. That's
Right.
Yes.
Right.
How's the weather out there now?
Well, there's, I guess it's probably around 40.
Oh,
40.
It's nice, cool.
Yeah, it's above freezing, but not too much above it. It's not really cold. I wore my jacket just in case.
Thank you and welcome back to the second segment of the show for today. We're talking to Dr. AAl-Hadid, and he's given us some information in reference